Dark clouds have been plaguing the financial industry. It's been almost a year since Target lost 40 million bank cards to hackers. Since then, they've lost their C-suite, they've lost billions of dollars, they have lost consumer trust. Newly announced Home Depot, even worse, and I have to tell you, I know of several mega breaches still to be announced. If you're a community bank or a credit union, you might hear about these breaches from the payment network, possibly weeks after the big banks do. If you're unlucky, you hear, just like everybody else, on the news. You'll feel in the dark, left alone, the last one to know. I'm Randall Cox, the chief scientist at Rippleshot, and this is Lucas Ward, our CTO. Rippleshot uses billions of credit card transactions to shine a bright light on credit card data breaches. We identify thousands of compromised cards all at once, and we do this months before the fraudsters have a chance to spend the cards. We've known about the Home Depot breach, for example, for more than 4 months. At Finovate Spring, we debuted our comprehensive suite of tools for large issuers to combat data breaches. Today, I want to talk about Rippleshot Community. That's our offering for community banks and credit unions. These issuers live in a very different place from the big banks. Chiefly, they need to know what's going on in their neighborhood. As things stand right now, they worry that breaches will erode consumer confidence in their cards. They worry what will happen to the loans they have made to merchants in their area who have been breached. They worry that they're the last to know. Rippleshot can help with these worries. So our modern web user interface, there it is, lives in the cloud, so there's no expensive infrastructure to set up. Just log on and get to work.
Today we're showing you an example issuer in the New York area. This breach list shows their CEO breaches that their customers have been involved in.
We take privacy seriously, so these names have been obfuscated. But you can rapidly see that there are hundreds of compromised locations right here in the city.
Yeah, the Rippleshot teams use cache a lot this week.
It's a good idea. Most of these breaches have never been publicly announced. In fact, half of all accounts are involved in breaches that will never be publicly announced. We call these the dark matter of data breaches. Having Rippleshot is a little bit like having an enormously powerful telescope. So Lucas is now showing you how to prioritize various compromises by severity or number of cards involved, and many more. But I think it'd be most fruitful to look at this geographically. This nationwide view shows the compromises that are involved with the cardholders for this issuer. Really important for online transactions and, of course, for travel. But the really interesting data, that's local. So Lucas is now going to zoom in on a particularly interesting merchant. It's a restaurant a few blocks from here. And so far, this merchant, 60% of all the cards that have gone through it have been used fraudulently somewhere else. Let's pretend for a minute that this is your commercial borrower. What happens when the breach goes public? There'll be regulatory fines, there'll be legal fees, there'll be
Bankruptcy?
Bankruptcy. 60% of all small merchants hit with a data breach fold within 6 months. With Rippleshot, you can intervene early when few cards are affected. You can essentially save this merchant's business. I want you to imagine, really imagine how this will transform your relationship with this merchant. Okay, you've now detected a bunch of breaches, you've made some early interventions. What do you do about your cardholders? Lucas is showing the distribution of your cards with respect to breach severity. The yellow ones may have visited a merchant where we have only early indication. The red ones have visited many severely compromised locations. You can also select by the number of days the cards have been exposed. and the expiration date.
Now that I've selected the most severely affected cards, I can now export them to Excel to send to my card reissuing team.
So that's Rippleshot Community. To recap, we give you an eagle-eye view of national and local breaches. Rippleshot has your back so that you can protect your community. We feel there are 3 important components to this toolkit. First, we're safe. Rippleshot lives in a PCI compliant cloud, and we carry no personally identifying information. So you can protect your cardholders. Second, we're accurate. We'll give you the exact time and location of every breach so you can protect your community with few errors. Third, we're sensitive. We detect the big breaches crazy fast and the dark matter breaches that you've never seen before. Armed with this, you can intervene early where intervention actually matters. In the new normal that is this endless series of data breaches, it's a scary place. If you're a community bank or a credit union, you wonder if your cardholders will jump to the next bank. You wonder what happens to that loan you made to a breached merchant. You wonder how you're going to tell your board about the 3 publicly acknowledged data breaches that happened in your neighborhood. Rippleshot can be the light in this darkness. We're proactive, blazingly fast, and we'll tell you about breaches that you've never seen before. You don't have to be the last to know. In fact, if you stop by our booth, we will make sure that you're the first to know. Thank you.